Greetings from the mountains of Brazil. This is my wife Betsy, and this is my sister, Mírian. Which one do I look more like? My sister is doctor, focused on lifestyle. She's married and a mother. My wife is a lover of natural medicine. She has taken several courses and is the founder and director of MedSet, an association. Our daughter Daniela, who is 12 years old, you'll meet her in a little while.
Hello, friends. We are very happy. We speak Portuguese, and we are grateful for the technology that is translating into your language.
We are filled with gratitude for being able to share a topic that has brought us so much physical well-being, but also joy and peace of mind. The main motivation for taking care of our health comes with God's help, so that we can have a clearer and more sensitive mind to hear and understand His Word.
The Lord God has given us a detailed health manual through the inspiration of His Word and through the book of Ellen White, which we will leave in the description of this video. We recommend to everyone who is looking for physical, mental, and spiritual healing. God's 8 natural remedies are nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, fresh air, rest, and trust in God.
Nutrition.
So Mírian, talk about the principles of nutrition. Regardless of culture or the specific eating habits of each country, you can adjust, modify, or eliminate what is harmful. And one suggestion: don't make a sudden change for the family. Ask God for wisdom to have a positive experience and motivating memories. Try out some recipes and gradually introduce new concepts.
Some basic principles. Genesis 1:29 gives us a perfect menu, fresh from the hands of the Creator. Even before Adam and Eve's first meal, fruits, grains, seeds, nuts, later on, vegetables and roots were introduced. Try to go for the most whole foods possible, rich in fiber.
Whatever you can eat raw, try to eat it raw. Fiber reduces the risk of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and obesity. Where can I get fiber? Eating fresh fruits and vegetables every day. Sprouting grains is a great option. Eat more whole grains, brown rice, and whole grain bread instead of white. Beans, lentils, nuts and seeds, greens and vegetables.
Plan no more than 3 meals, with the first one in the morning being the most abundant, like a king. The second meal in the early afternoon should be like a prince's. And if a third meal is eaten in the late afternoon, let it be like that of a beggar, light, and in small quantities, easily digestible. Fruits are a good option, and toast. Don't snack in between meals, just drink water. For better digestion, there should be a 5-hour gap between meals. Most people would feel much better with just 2 meals, one in the morning and one around lunchtime, especially if you have a more sedentary routine and enough body reserves. At home we eat at 8 in the morning and at 2 in the afternoon, a portion that leaves us satisfied and energized. And it's always a good idea to take a digestive walk after a meal.
It helps to lower blood sugar. Now, a question. What if I don't have money to buy meat? or a little cow for milk.
Better for your health. You know, when it comes to any animal-based food, like meat, chicken, fish, cheese, milk, and eggs, the less we eat, the better. Our family also chose vegetarianism. You see, cholesterol is the raw material for forming sex hormones. Estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. The higher the amount of cholesterol consumed, the greater the hormonal imbalance. It promotes cancer in the reproductive organs. In women, especially in the breasts, ovaries, and uterus, and in men, testicular and prostate cancer. Increased consumption of eggs promotes early maturation, even before the appropriate period in adolescence.
Also, these animal-based foods are acidifying and can contribute to joint pain, which is characteristic of autoimmune and rheumatic diseases.
Also, reduce sugar consumption to a minimum. It reduces the ability of white blood cells, which are the soldiers of the immune system, to phagocytize, meaning to eat the invading germs. Without having ingested sugar, a white blood cell can eliminate 14 bacteria in half an hour. With just 6 teaspoons of sugar, activity drops to only 10 bacteria. With 12 teaspoons, the equivalent of a glass of soda, only 5.5 bacteria are captured in 30 minutes. With 24 teaspoons of sugar, like in a scoop of ice cream, the expectation is that a white blood cell will eliminate only 1 bacterium. So, we can conclude that people who have a low sugar intake have a lower incidence of infectious diseases.
Exercise. A very good example of someone who practices exercise well is my husband. He likes to do manual labor. After he studied engineering in Switzerland, he came to Brazil and now plants a lot of banana trees.
Since I was young, I liked to run when I was 14, to do jogging, running. So I would set goals and think, when that car coming towards me gets to me, I have to be at that pole. So that gave me an extra boost. Physical exercise strengthens the heart, lowers blood pressure, burns excess calories, and helps with weight loss, which isn't my case, and reduces stress. Choose a variety of exercises, preferably outdoors, in the sun. Start slow and gradually increase, but it needs to be regular, at least 30 minutes a day, sweating and with your heart racing, real exercise. Or if it's a more intense workout, it can be 2 or 3 times a week. In Switzerland, where I lived in my youth, it rains a lot, so I like to go swimming in an indoor pool. But outdoors, in the sun, in the garden, and engaged in useful activities, it's rewarding. We can reap good fruits. It's also good to walk right after a meal because it helps the food settle better.
Thank you, Daniel. After vigorous activity, the body craves water. So Mírian expressed the benefits of this medicine.
All living beings are dependent on water. Every function of the body is carried out in a liquid state. Water is needed by our breathing when we exhale and through urine, and it needs to be replenished. Many times common problems like headaches, constipation, and some back issues can be relieved just by drinking enough water. Clear odorless urine is a good indicator of whether we're drinking enough. For an adult, 2 liters a day is a minimum. Recently, I increased my own intake to 3 liters, and that should be taken 2 hours after a meal until half an hour before the next one. I like this routine. Right after waking up to half an hour before breakfast, plan to drink 2 to 4 glasses of water. Between breakfast and lunch, another 2 to 4 glasses, and 2 hours after lunch, start drinking again, trying to time the last glass well before going to bed so you don't have a very interrupted night.
And what about using water externally, Mírian? I think it's a topic you like, cold water.
Yes, but after a few minutes of a nice warm shower, anyway, a daily shower whenever possible is very refreshing. And I like to encourage contrast showers with some exchanges of hot water for 2 to 3 minutes and cold water, which should be shorter, from half a minute to 1 minute. We've been doing this daily with our daughter since she was a newborn, and it really boosts the immune system's defenses. In our daily routine, we stick to a hot and cold exchange. But at the first sign of an infection, we increase the exchanges. Rub your body with vegetable oil, especially in the lower back. This mechanical stimulus releases joy hormones.
Lu salar Daniela.
This next remedy is one of nature's most healing agents and is also one of the least understood and used as therapy, and that is sunlight. My niece Daniela, tell us about the benefits of this remedy. With such fair skin, are you afraid of being exposed to the sun?
No, Aunt, the sun isn't an enemy, but we have to know how to get its benefits. People with fair skin like me should start with 10 minutes and gradually increase, getting the skin ready to take in a good amount of sunlight directly on the skin. We always have to be very careful not to get burned.
Did you know that even diet is involved in how we react to the sun? It has a low-fat, low-protein diet. Studies were conducted with rabbits, exposing some of them to a diet of raw vegetables, and another group fed with a diet high in fat and animal protein. So, they exposed both groups to ultraviolet rays, and the rabbits on the fatty diet developed skin cancer. The rabbits on the raw vegetable diet were protected. People with a high-fat diet developed skin cancer more readily.
How cute. But that's really interesting. Bunnies also benefit from a fiber-rich diet with grass and hay.
And another important aspect is that the eyes receive a full spectrum of light. So, spend time outdoors without glasses or contact lenses.
I also read that sunlight lowers blood pressure, reduces cholesterol, and destroys bacteria and viruses. And perhaps the most talked about lately is that it transforms cholesterol just beneath the skin, into vitamin D. And today, most people are deficient in vitamin D.
Yes, this vitamin strengthens bones, helps prevent diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and boosts our immunity. That's because with sun exposure, the number of white blood cells, the little defense soldiers, increases, and they kill viruses and bacteria. And it's great remedy for depression.
Now we're going to talk about another topic, another remedy, temperance.
Temperance, by definition, is the abstinence from everything harmful and a balanced use of what is good, not just in diet or sun exposure, but in all habits.
Cigarettes harm almost every organ in your body. Most traffic accidents involve the use of alcohol. Those who drink any alcoholic beverages are more likely to use illegal drugs. Coffee is a popular legal drug, and of course it's addictive. Replace old habits with better ones. Get support from family and friends. Trust in God's power to overcome.
Fresh air. We can live weeks without food, days without water, but only a few minutes without air, without oxygen. Betsy, you must have definitely done breathing exercises to play the flute.
God has blessed us with so much fresh air here in the mountains. This revitalizes the blood, relaxes the mind, kills germs, and helps clear the lungs. Breathe through your nose, don't smoke, and avoid being in polluted air. Keep your body upright and watch your position in the chair. Don't slouch. Keep the windows of your room open. Benefits of deep breathing. It relaxes the body, oxygenates the brain for clear thinking. It helps prevent respiratory infections and induces deep sleep. When you feel like you're getting a cold, try deep breathing for 10 minutes until the skin on your face and hands starts to tingle. Oxygen is an ally of the immune system. Once a week, put your bed sheets in the sun for a few hours, all day. Rest.
Do you know the secret to a really effective face mask? Take note, a good night's sleep. What else, Daniela?
You don't need to lie down and sleep to be able to rest. Just a change in routine, doing something different from the previous activity, already helps with relaxation.
So, carrying stones after a heavy math class is relaxing.
Exactly. After carrying stones, you can relax by reading a book. So, alternating between physical and mental work is one way. Also, taking a walk in the beauty of a forest after intense stress.
Apply this, Daniela, to your study routine. Take a break, go for a walk, drink water, get some sun and fresh air, and your concentration and memory will be refreshed.
Now, regarding nighttime sleep, here are some recommendations. Sleep 7 to 8 hours every night. It's important to lie down. When your stomach has finished digesting, eat early, about 2 to 3 hours before sleeping, and light food. And also, sleep is sweetest at night when it's preceded by physical activity. those who exercise their muscles during the day sleep well at night. Wise Solomon says, "Sweet is the sleep of the worker, whether he eats little or a lot. However, the abundance of the rich doesn't let him sleep." Also, having a clear conscience and being at peace with everyone. It's interesting how all the remedies are interconnected.
No alcohol, cigarettes, or caffeine. Open the windows and let the fresh air in. In your phone or app settings, make your screen more reddish, which reduces the amount of blue light. The less time you spend on your phone or any other screen before sleeping, better.
Read 20 minutes of the Bible before going to sleep, as this prevents nighttime nightmares. Dim the lights in your room, especially the white and blue ones. Ask God to help you sleep well. Sleeping well is important. It increases agility and creativity during the day. It reduces the risk of traffic accidents. It increases the ability to learn and retain what you've learned, and improves the ability to cope with pain.
It's essential to have a day of rest each week, and it really helps to have an annual vacation. Come visit me again during the holidays, Daniela.
The plans are already set.
Trust in God. Now we invite my husband Daniel to comment on this remedy. Just a reminder about the availability of other videos on the channel regarding biblical themes. The 3 angelic messages.
Do you believe in God? Having a relationship with God brings inner peace and provides stability, giving you the power to forgive others. The secret is to pray for those you don't like and wish them well. You'll see what a difference this makes. Trusting in God brings love to the home and helps heal problems and traumas. How do you grow in trust? Trust grows through experience. Answered prayers strengthen faith. Know that God takes care of us like a father, and if we desire His presence and live in a way that doesn't push Him away, He never abandons us. Praying is talking to God like you would with a friend. It gives us the strength to face life's challenges. That's why it's also called breath of the soul. We have a little spot in the garden here at our place where I usually pray. If it's at your house, decide a special place just to talk to God. So close the door and seek His presence. I also like to pray in the evening, like Isaac did. Daniel and David would set aside 3 times a day to have a little chat with the Creator.
As we enter the spiritual context, we want to emphasize the connection between the mind and the body. 9 out of 10 illnesses have their origin in the mind. A disturbance in the home might be gnawing at the very soul. Remorse throws the mind off balance. False doctrines, like those of an eternally burning hell that causes perpetual torment for the wicked, give a twisted view of God's character. The religion of Christ, far from causing madness, is one of its most effective remedies, a powerful nerve calmer.
And to wrap up this discussion about health, let's touch on a topic that's rarely questioned, but is so relevant to women's health that half of women's diseases are caused by a mistake in clothing. I'll let you two comment.
Have you ever been questioned by your doctor about your clothing? It rarely agrees, but this lack doesn't diminish the importance of taking some considerations into account.
First, Perfect health requires perfect circulation. However, you can't have that when the extremities, arms, and legs, which are far from the vital organs, are cold and unprotected by insufficient clothing. While 3 or 4 times more clothing is used on the trunk, where the vital organs are, congesting the heart, stomach, liver, and pelvic organs, with excess blood.
Second, each piece of clothing should fit the body in a way that doesn't obstruct blood circulation or free and full breathing, and shouldn't leave marks on the skin, also promoting free movement and proper posture.
Pay attention, even your underwear, with the top and bottom, shouldn't block proper circulation.
Third, the proposal, also biblical, in Deuteronomy 22, verse 5. It's that instead of wearing trendy jeans, which tend to keep the intimate area damp and stuffy, a specifically feminine piece, like a dress or a skirt, will promote better ventilation, along with intimate hygiene habits, reduces serious gynecological and urinary problems, among many others.
Anyway, there's certainly just a brief touch on topics where we can and should deepen our study and reflection. Let God's will be done. And if this is your desire, hold on to this promise. God is the one who works in us both to will and to act, according to his good purpose. Philippians 2:13.
Faith and a victory.